What's going on, YouTube? It's DJ here with Money by the Mile, and I hope everybody's doing fantastic today. Today we're going to discuss 10 things I wish I knew before I started driving a truck. We're not going to bash anybody today. We're just going to leave that alone. Anyway, if you like what we're doing here on the channel, please subscribe, hit the bell, and give us one of these. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on with what we're going to talk about. Number one, driving a truck. It's not a job. It's a lifestyle change. I mean, everything changes. Everything from being home with the family, being gone, living out of a truck, eating out of a truck. It's a complete lifestyle change. So that's number one. You want to make sure you're able to go with that change. It's almost impossible to have a real life being on the road. So I don't want to sound discouraging, but it is hard to maintain a normalcy in your life with traveling constantly, because even when you're home, you're not really home. You're preparing for the next trip, doing laundry, going to the grocery store, getting snacks for the trip, maybe hanging out with the family a little bit, spending a little bit of quality time, trying to get as much in as possible. But as soon as you get used to the routine of being home, it's time to go again. So anyway, that's number one. You want to definitely consider that before venturing out to be a over-the-road truck driver. So number two is the starting pay. It's not good. These carriers are going to take advantage of you, get you out there as cheaply as possible, until you get some road underneath your tires. But you're gonna start off making maybe 40 grand a year if you're lucky, 35 to 40,000 a year. 40 cents a mile. You take before bonuses and all this other crap. The average pay for a school driver right now is probably 45 cents a mile. So you're not gonna average 3,000 miles a week. That's a bunch of bullshit. You might get 35 one week, 1,500 the next, 1,200 the next, but you're not gonna. So anyway, if you take an average of 2,000 miles a week, which is what I would go with, and you even at 50 cents a mile, you're making 1,000 a week gross before they take out the insurance that you have to pay for. Okay, and then the food expense on the road, you have to pay for that too. Okay, and then any entertainment that you do. So single guy is gonna lose 25% of his revenue to the federal government and Social Security and all that. So, and then you got everything else that comes along with it. So maybe 22 to 25% to the federal government. Then you're down to $650, $700 a week take home until you get your feet wet, and then go from there. Like I said, you're not gonna get 3,000 miles every week. Okay, it's not gonna happen. So don't let any recruiter tell you any different. Okay, so anyway, let's go to the next one. So number three is another one that you need to consider before doing this is it's lonely. It's a lonely job. You can consider going teams. You're not going to be lonely at first, especially if you're coming out of school, because you're going to be with a trainer. And eventually your trainer's going to put you out on your own and you're going to be doing your own thing. But yeah, it gets lonely. It's a lonely thing. You're away from home, you're away from family. You know, these days things are a little bit better. You know, they allow you to bring a dog, they allow you to bring a family member, I think, as long as they're over 18. You know, so things are a little bit different these days, and you'll probably be okay. But you know, you guys got it made today. You got the technology. You guys got, you know, phones where you can look at each other like we're doing right now. Okay, you guys can speak in real time, email, text, you know, the whole thing. So yeah, it's a little lonely, but you guys will, you know, you're making this decision because this is something you want to do, and you know, so just as long as you can get past that, you should be okay. Okay, number 4. Forget about eating healthy. You can go over to my other channel. It's called The Deuce Cooking Show. We'll teach you how to eat healthy in the truck and out of the truck. But yeah, working out, eating healthy, that's all out the window. You wanna try to eat healthy, but it's not easy. Okay, it really isn't. Every truck stop has a fast food restaurant in it, and even the ones that don't, the food is cooked lousy, and it's you know, it's not healthy at all. You know, they're using vegetable oils and all kinds of crap to cook your food. You know, I recommend you get yourself a skillet, get you an inverter. You know, you can cook breakfast in minutes. You know, cook a couple eggs, which are very healthy for you. You know, stuff like that. You know, I used to cook chicken and everything else in the truck. I cooked everything in the truck. Pressure pot is awesome in the truck. As long as you got an inverter that can handle that, you can put everything in that thing, man. I would definitely recommend getting a pressure cooker, because that thing was awesome. My last year on the road, I had a pressure cooker, and I wish I'd had that thing years ago. I mean, you can cook healthy in there, rice and meat and all kinds of stuff, and you know, just, you know, using chicken broth and stuff like that, it just works fantastic. So anyway, yeah, you know, you got to make time. You know, you got to make time on the road. You got to get up early. Either get up early and do some walking around the truck stop, or if you're at a restaurant, get up, work in the restaurant. When you get that half-hour break, if you had a decent night's sleep the night before, stop and get you a 30-minute walk. I mean, just any little thing will help you feel better. And if you feel better, you're going to drive better, you're going to be safe, you're going to be more alert, you're going to be attentive to the needs of your customers, and you know, and it's going to help you in the long run get going. So anyway, that's what I recommend for that. Okay guys, number 5. Ooh, I'm going to be on the road. I'm going to get to see all these exciting things. I'm going to go to Disney World when I get to Florida. I'm going to go to Disneyland or wherever the hell it is out in California. And I'm going to go to see the Grand Canyon. And I'm going to... No, you're not. You don't have time. Sorry. Don't want to break the news to you. You don't have time. This is what you're going to be doing. You go from point A to point B. You're either waiting to get loaded by a shipper or waiting to get unloaded by a shipper. Okay? All right, that's how that time's spent. Then the other time is spent, finally, when you get to stop for the evening. You get to maybe take a shower, grab some dinner, and it all begins all over again the next day. Okay, now, when my kids were growing up, my boys were growing up, you got to do it. You know, you need to make time if you want to do it. You know, there used to be a pilot right before the Grand Canyon, and you know, I made sure I planned out the load so that I had that weekend off, and then we would park the trailer down at the pilot, and we go down towards more into the city where the Grand Canyon was at, and we either stay in the truck or we got a room, and you know, we did stuff like that. But I was an owner operator. I don't know if companies allow you to do that, to go 50, 60 miles out of route to go do that sort of thing. But you know, I'm sure some of them do, some of them don't, but if they don't, they'll charge you for it. So yeah, you're not going to be a tourist. You're definitely not going to be a tourist. You're going to be so busy and so tired, so worn out that you are going to want to stop and go to bed when you're done. That's why I'm telling you to do your exercise in the morning because you're fresh, you're up, you get it done because by the end of that day, you may not be doing physical work, but your mind is worn out. Dealing with the four-wheelers, dealing with the dispatches, dealing with the customers, dealing with the other truckers, dealing with, you know, the ice, the snow, the rain, the sleet, everything. By the end of that day, the last thing you want to do is go sightseeing. But you know, maybe you're different than I was. But anyway, you're not going to be a tourist. So let's move on to number 6. Number 6, most drivers don't stick around. They get out there and they realize, hey, this shit ain't for me. This is, yeah, I don't want to do this. This is nuts. You got me driving down the road with all these crazy bastards and you're paying me $700 a week. Maybe I will consider flipping burgers at Mickey D's. But yeah, the turnover rate in this industry is ridiculous. Okay, all these companies that are telling you, "Oh, we have no turnover. Where all drivers stick around." That's bullshit. Okay, that is complete bullshit. You don't get a 3.7 rating on your website because your drivers are sticking around. Okay, something's wrong. Either they can't handle it or you're treating them in a way that they don't want to handle it. It's one or the other. It's not make believe. Go look at every major carrier out, the mega carrier. Their ratings are fucking horrible. Okay, so, 3.7, 3.2, I'm not going to mention any names, but you guys know who they are. So anyway, my recommendation, if I was a new guy, I'd find me a small carrier that when you walk in the office, they know your name. Because they can look at the same fucking freight everybody else is looking at. So don't let these big carriers come along and tell you that they're better than you. Any carrier can look at any board anywhere. It doesn't matter if they have 1 truck or 1,000 trucks. The only difference between them and the big guys is that the big guys don't know who you are. Okay, you're just another driver pushing revenue for them. Small carriers are going to know who you are, know your name, and get you the same amount of miles you're making with all these other schmucks. So don't let that big name tell you where you want. The only thing with the new guys, a lot of small carriers don't take on new drivers. So your first year you're kind of screwed. You got to go work for one of them guys. But I would escape as soon as possible if I was you. But anyway, let's move on. Okay, guys, I gave you all the bad news. Okay, so let me give you. If you stuck around, I'm going to give you the positive side. Okay. Number 7 is you don't ever have to worry about a job. You got your CDL, keep it clean. That's the number one thing. Keep it clean. Keep all your ducks in a row. Keep everything wired tight. Because if you're wired tight and you don't get tickets and you don't get in accidents, you won't ever have to worry about a job ever again. That is a guarantee. Because truckers are always going to be needed. Doesn't matter how new. You get your 6 months in, and you won't ever have to worry about a job again. Don't screw up before your 6 months, but if you get your 6 months in, you're going to be good to go. Somebody's going to hire you. As long as they know you're a safe driver, got good CSA scores, you're not tearing people's shit up, you're not out there giving the company a bad name, you won't ever have to worry about a job. So that's good news. And it's a pretty decent pay. I mean, once you get going and move up and become an own operator, and sign on with the carrier, the pay gets better, or you can do your own thing. Just make sure you know what the hell you're doing before you jump on board with that. But anyway, let's go on to number 8. Okay, number 8 is kind of up in the air, like being your own boss. Okay, well, with a smaller carrier, I would say you're more of your own boss. With a big carrier, I would say Big Brother's watching all the time. Okay, they got cameras in the truck that face both ways. They got, they sort of pay you more a mile if you keep the camera in the truck. So, but you do have your freedom. You don't have somebody looking over your shoulders all the time. You're traveling, you're on the road, you can listen to the music, listen to what you want. It's much better than being in an office environment, because you got to make sure you listen to what everybody else wants to listen to, the office bullshit, the same thing, so you do have some freedom. You're able to stop and eat and whenever you want, and but yeah, you're kind of your own boss, I would say, but really, are you? Who knows? But that's a positive side, being out there, being on the road, a lot of self thinking you can do, and do the things you want to do when you have some downtime. So yeah, that's a positive thing of trucking. And like I said in the last one, as you grow, the money gets better and better and better, and you just gotta work your way through it. Okay, number 9, stability. You have that in the trucking industry. Like we said earlier, you're always going to have a job. The good thing about the trucking industry, you get your license, you go to school, and you go to work. Most of these schools have put you with a company that's going to hire as soon as you get out. You don't get that with college. You go to college for 4 years and look for a job for 2, and end up doing what we're doing. Not only that, you can take this job and you can go as far as you want with it. It's not like something, there's a lot of negatives, but there's also a lot of positives. Once you get your feet wet and get going and slowly climb from being a schoolie to a company driver, moving up from company driver, getting into becoming an owner operator, okay, starting to make some money, starting to get some money saved. You know what? Let me move to the next level. Leveling up. That's what you want to do. Level up. Every year, every couple of years, whatever works for you, whatever your financial situation allows you to do, you always want to level up. Now I'm an owner operator. Okay, I'm doing pretty good. I'm giving somebody 25% of my revenue, but they're doing all the paperwork and everything else, so it's not too bad of a gig. As long as I can control my home time and do what I want to do and pay my bills and enjoy life a little bit, you might just want to stay there. Or you take it to the next level. And the next level is, okay, I'm going to go out, I'm going to get my own authority, and I'm going to do my own thing. That's another thing. If you guys need help getting your own authority, send me an email. It's don.scheib@Minnesota Logistics. We'll help you get processed, and you'll have your authority won't be up and running, but you'll have your authority within an hour. So, to give you an idea of you moving forward. And we can help you with all that if you guys need it. So just send me an email. But or put it in your remarks and I'll contact you. But yeah, we can help you do that. So anyway, yeah, you can go from coming out of school and in 2 years owning your own trucking company. It all depends on you. That's the beauty of this job. It's like you don't need a master's or associate's degree to do this. You just need to have some common sense and some business smarts to do your own thing. So, stability is a big thing in this and let's go to the final. Number 10 is, is just make sure you're mentally and physically able to do this job, because you're going to be sitting for a lot of hours. You're going to you got other people's lives in your hands. I mean, you're driving an 80,000 pound torpedo down the road. You want to make sure you're mentally able to handle that. I mean, you want to make sure that you're getting the proper rest. You're getting, no load is worth your life. Just remember that. Don't ever put your life in jeopardy over a load. That load can kiss your ass, because when you do wreck that truck because you didn't get enough sleep, or you're not feeling well that day, or you're just got off the phone with the missus or the mister and you're upset, don't get behind the wheel. It's not worth it. Because as soon as you, like I said, if you screw that truck up or make that mistake, your career's over pretty much. You could end up in prison if your logs are out of whack and all that stuff, because of, you're being pushed and you let them push you. And, you could be sued and you could be killed. And that's the worst of all of it, is your family losing you because you're trying to get somebody's load there on time. You can be on time, but do it legally, do it safely, and watch out for yourselves. So, that's what I would recommend. That's my top 10, I think, I would recommend to a new driver. So in closing, trucking we're our own breed. There's many challenges, there's many benefits. There's also, financially, you can make a lot of money. I've done well in this industry. I mean, I've supported 5 children, put 3 through college. I still got 2 at home. And, so I've done well. I own, a moving and storage company, and now we're doing logistics. So you can really grow and become financially stable from this industry. So don't be discouraged, be safe, take care of yourselves. And again, if you like what we're doing here, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button and the indication bell, let you know when we're getting a new video out. We'll try to bring you information that you can actually use, So anyway, take care, be safe, keep the pedal off the metal, okay? Have a good one.